Resident Evil 4. The game that has followed me my entire life and changed it in many, many ways. What's up, guys? This is Raccoon City Pizza here, and today we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Resident Evil 4. And guys, this game means so much to me. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what the hell this is, that's a custom cover I made for the Oculus Quest 2. So yeah, that's just to represent I have it on that game or on that console. Anyways, this is my entire collection of all the games throughout the years, and I'm gonna go over all of these. It just what this game has not only done for me for entertainment purposes, but very emotional purposes as well, and I'm going to get into that. Um, so yeah, 20 years, Resident Evil 4. Let's go ahead and dive into why this is one of the best video games ever created. So Resident Evil 4 means a lot to me. As you can tell, I even have this tattooed on my body. Um, because I love this game that much. But to me, it's not just a video game, though. This game got me through some very hard times in life, and still actually does, ironically. And I'm going to touch more on that here in a moment. But it's very interesting how this game has circulated in my life. Um, so I'm not going to go over the entire history as to how I got into Resident Evil, but I will quickly go over it. So, my birth father, I say birth because he didn't raise me, but I don't really have any memories with him because of that. He just, kind of got his milk and ran, basically. Um, and the one memory I do have with him, though, he brought over his game system, and I remember playing this game, Resident Evil 2. And I remember I thought it was very funny how you could change the blood color in the port he had, which I think was an N64 port, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I remember seeing this cover right there. And I loved scary stuff as a kid. I was 4 years old at around this time. And of course, I died thousands of times, but I thought it was very cool. Um, then the first movie came out, and I loved horror movies growing up. And I really liked it. Of course, the dumb action was also something that just my small kid brain was like, "Ooh, shiny." But things really kicked into gear whenever this came out. I know it's the movies, Resident Evil 2, Apocalypse, but what captivated me was this little handsome guy right here. Um, and my ex cousin at the time, he he played a lot of games, and he really liked Resident Evil, and he brought over a lot of his games and we played them, but the cover that just stuck out to me, and just seeing the cover always made me feel like just kind of creeped out, and that is this game. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. And, of course, I love Nemesis from the movie. Loved him in this game. And then, man, I was addicted. I rewatch Apocalypse 1,000 times because I love Nemesis so much. That's why I have him tattooed on my arm as well. He means a lot to me. Um, and, yeah, it just... Nemesis is just so nostalgic in general. But... what really cemented my lifelong obsession with the series now was this guy, Resident Evil 4. So whenever I was a child, a lot of the outside fall weather reminded me of Resident Evil 4 because all the falling leaves, like where my grandmother lived, who I visited every weekend. That's actually where my cousin and I always hung out. Um, it reminded me so much of that. And I remember my cousin and I being kids. We had these, I mean, crappy, horrible quality, um, little, plastic guns you could shoot little plastic pellets with. Whenever it decided to work, it really didn't much. But one of them had a silver slide, and that was one of my favorite toys because I felt like Leon. I felt like Leon Kennedy. And I actually did a review over this recently, beginning of this guy, a replica. Of course, this is of the remake version of the game. But just having a replica of Leon's gun, it's so cool to have that as an adult now. Maybe someday I'll get the actual firearm. We'll see. But anyways, so my cousin and I, we played underneath the table a lot. We made it into a fort, and it's actually the table I have right back here now, in this collection room. Um, so I have that in my room because it reminds me of a Resident Evil, and it reminds me of this game. Um, so whenever I got a PS2, whenever I was a kid, my childhood best friend also happened to like Resident Evil, and we just never really talked about it together. Um, so yeah, he ended up bringing over games he had. He brought over Outbreak, Dead Aim, Code Veronica. We didn't really play. Well, no, I'm sorry. I don't think he had. Yeah, he didn't have Code Veronica. My bad. But he did have Dead Aim, and he did have Outbreak, and he also had Resident Evil 4. And we played the piss out of that game, man. I mean, I still have my memory card with all my save data on there. I would have to go look and see. But I played it so much, so much. We beat it. We knocked out of the park. We played professional. We played separate ways. Simon Adam got all the mercenaries down. Um, yeah, man, this game is just specifically this port means a lot to me. This port right here is single handedly the reason why um, I am so like into the fandom and why I've met so many great friends this past year. Um, and growing up, I had a lot of difficult things, and I may go into this later on in a video I have planned at some point. I actually plan on doing a video on how I got into the entire series. Which I gave you a little basic rundown, but there's a lot more to it. Trust me. But anyways, there were a lot of hardships I went through, and this game has always distracted me. It always took all my issues away for a while, and yeah, I played it all the time. Um, so then we're gonna move on to where yeah, I was playing this game again as a kid, and then up to about the time I was a teenager. That's when we started to get new ports of it, and then there was this guy, PS4, PS5 port. I thought that this looked very, very good on the PS4 PS5. First time I saw it, I was like, "Damn, this looks really, really good compared to the PS2." And yeah, I loved it. And I actually just played the PS4 port of this game on my channel recently for the 20th anniversary, all in one playthrough. If you want to go check it out. Um, but I love the box art on that one too. I gotta say, I really, really do like that. And then years later, I got into VR, and I remember I specifically upgraded from a Oculus Quest 1 to an Oculus Quest 2 or Meta Quest, whatever the hell you want to call it now. And that's why I made this custom cover. It doesn't really look the best, but like I said, it's kind of just here to show you guys. Oh, look, I have this on my VR. It's stupid. Again, it's just a representation I have of it. Nothing more, nothing less. But yeah. So moving on from that. Oh, I did forget one. This is actually one that I never really got to play much, but I want to. Is the Wii port of Resident Evil 4. A lot of people say this is the best version because you can aim a lot better. And I tried to play it on Wii, but like my Wii was acting kind of weird, so I don't know. But yeah, this game very, very cool in the Wii. But anyhow, though, so I'm going to move on now to closer times. So, I remember, God, we're in 2025 now. So I remember back in, I think it was 2022, being at work and just seeing something about Resident Evil 4 remake trailer. What? It was the day the trailer dropped. And I remember hearing some rumors that 4 may be getting remade, but I didn't really think much of it. I saw the trailer, about screamed like a little girl at my job. I about just shit my pants, puked everywhere, and passed the fuck out because I was just over the moon excited, man. And then that the summer and everything, from the moment that game was announced, the moment it was released, for me it was YouTube every day, listening to things about the remake. What could it be? People's ideas, and that's never I really started to listen to like the Residents of Evil. Whenever I was at work, I actually seen their videos some beforehand, but this is what really got me into like the Residents of Evil. Also Ink Ribbon, all of your other Resident Evil YouTubers we have out there. Um, and I fell in love with the game more and more. And of course, the game came out, and yeah, we got the Resident Evil 4 remake. And man, this remake, I have never been as excited for a game than I have for this one, probably my entire life. Um, Man, this game just blew me the fuck away. And I've played it so much where I kind of need to take a break because it's starting to get kind of dull for me. Um, but I haven't played it in a little while, so I may need to play it again because now just thinking about the times I've had with this game, I get excited just thinking about it. um, and that game is where I want to talk about something else really important. So yeah, man, the last year of my life in 2024 has been very difficult, to say the least. It's been a very life changing year. A lot of negative more than positive, really. Um, and I will say though, even through all the issues I've had, the struggles I'm still facing and having to work through, just like whenever I was a kid, Resident Evil 4 is still here for me. Not only the original game and memories of it, but the remake. It's so weird how I was a kid and I got blessed. We all got blessed with this amazing game over here back in 2005. Um, but 20 years later, here I am as an adult going through a lot of issues again, but even worse, you know. And this remake is now here for me at this time. And it's just weird to me how that kind of worked out, you know. Um, but yeah, this game is just a beautiful game, man. Beautiful game. Um, I remember being able to quote, almost every single line of that game whenever I was a child, and I even started kind of having a habit of kicking open doors some because of Leon. I mean, not full on roundhouse kicking them, but kind of like nudging them open. I think I sometimes still do that on accident because I kind of wanted it to be like Leon, as a kid. Um, but I don't really know what to say. You know, a lot of people are probably going to sit here and pick apart the game and do a big in-depth review, and that's great. Honestly, I could, but I just don't have the time to, and everybody's going to be doing it anyways. So I wanted this to be more of just a raw, one-on-one, an emotional recap of this game, and I love it, man. I love it, and Resident Evil 4. I also remember I got some of the NECA figures whenever I was a kid. Leon, I saw at my comic book shop, got it right away. Kind of wish I would have kept it. I played with it, so I think it also probably got broken or something. But I wish I would have kept it just for sentimental and well, retail value in general. And then goes for a lot of money now. But I have Resident Evil 4 stuff around me more than I do probably of anything else of Resident Evil. I showed you guys everything at the beginning of the video, but there's the map I have right there. Here is a medallion right there. Up here, look at that. This entire shelf, all of that are Resident Evil 4 figures. And you know, like I said, just this game, it's a part of my life, and literally, it's a part of my life now. And and I am more than happy to have that on my body. Resident Evil 4, man, it changed the playing field for games in general. And did it take Resident Evil in a good direction? The thing is that I don't blame the game. I blame what people try to do after this game. A lot of people can sometimes blame Resident Evil 4 for 5 and 6. I don't really think that's fair. 5 tried to copy so much of 4 that it just slipped through and didn't really work. 6, we don't even need to get into that. But yeah, I don't blame the game. It's not your fault, Resident Evil 4. It's Capcom's. But yeah, guys, I don't really know what else to say, man. I could sit here and talk about this game all day long. Happy birthday to Resident Evil 4, and I don't know what's, you know, what my life is going to be like 20 years from now. But assuming I'm still alive and kicking 20 years from now, I will be more than happy to celebrate its 40th anniversary. So that's going to be it, though, guys. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.